I spent countless hours this weekend reading articles, going through my own leagues, and analyzing the players that you need to pay attention to for fantasy basketball that are still available on the waiver wire. In this episode, we're going to run them down and set you up for success so you can make your fantasy playoffs. The first player we want to take a look at from the Golden State Warriors, Brandon Podziemski. Now, we drafted Pods in a lot of different leagues, but it just didn't pan out. He found himself in the bargain bin of fantasy basketball, the waiver wire. But one fantasy manager's trash is another fantasy manager's treasure. Since Steph Curry has been out, Brandon Podziemski has been cooking with hot bacon grease. He has an expanded role, so this is something we want to pay attention to because we don't know how the Warriors are going to play the Steph Curry injury. He has a recent stretch, Pods, of about mid-teens when it comes to his points. He's also getting some strong rebounds, assists, and some steals. He's great all around if you just need an ad, and I would hold as long as Steph Curry is out because across the board, he has secure minutes during this period. The next player we want to take a look at from the Portland Trailblazers, Scoot Henderson. He had a minutes restriction when he first came back, but after coming back from this hamstring injury, it looks like they are taking the top off, boobies is out, hair blowing in the wind, and there is no minutes restriction. His scoring is in the low teens, and he has some solid assist numbers, even though he's had a limited minutes so far. So if we see these minutes increase, they might want to just kind of let him get his legs under him and run him a little bit to see what he can do getting ready for the next season. He's a very high upside stash, especially as silly season for fantasy basketball comes along. If you don't know what silly season is, it's pretty much when teams start tanking and their stars are getting rested. Like let's say Denny Avdia is getting rested. Maybe Scoot Henderson will get some extra run. So he's the kind of high usage scorer that could lead you to your fantasy basketball championship. The next player we want to take a look at is Devin Carter from the Sacramento Kings. He has a growing role on the team. There's so many injuries there. Zach LaVine out for the season. Sabonis is out. It's just a ton of opportunity right now. He's getting a ton of rebounds, a ton of assists, and he's even getting some steals. He's a good guard to add if you need points, plus some average dimes, also some defensive stats. So I would give him a look if you just want to grab a player for some short-term value. The next player we want to take a look at is Cameron Johnson from the Denver Nuggets. He's getting an extra opportunity with so many injured players in Denver right now. He's proving to be an efficient scoring option, and he's also putting up numbers in the mid-teens, grabbing some boards and some assists and also some steals. He's a solid short-term ad if you're interested in just getting that value while these players are out. Another player that we just keep talking about every single week, Jarris Walker from the Indiana Pacers. This man needs to be on somebody's roster if he's still out there. He's getting a featured role right now, right? They're sitting their vets and they're testing out young players, and he's one of those guys who's getting some opportunity because of this new scenario. He's posting strong lines in points and rebounds, and he's a multi-category contributor. Definitely someone you want to take a look at. Next up, we got my man Maxime Reynaud from the Sacramento Kings. With Domantas Sabonis out, they need some big man action. And Maxime Reynaud is answering the call. He stepped into the starting role recently. He's producing, getting double-doubles here and there, and he looks like a rest of season starter. Do not sleep. If this man is available on your waiver wire, I would definitely pick him up. Next up from the Chicago Bulls, Jalen Smith. Since Nikola Vucevic is out of town, this guy has a clear pathway to fantasy basketball value. Yes, he was banged up with a calf injury, but he's been immediately productive since returning from injury. He's offering double-digit points, strong rebounds, and he's also getting some steals and some blocks. He has a clear opportunity right now as we close out the season. Definitely somebody that does not need to be lingering on any waiver wires. Next up is Jay Huff from the Indiana Pacers. We spoke about him last week, but he continues to give value. So for me, he's definitely a player we want to look at. He contributes in all types of categories, especially from the outside with the three ball. Listen, if he's available, I would give him a shot. Next up, another Kings player. I don't believe I have so many Kings players on this list. Precious Achiuwa. His front court minutes also, just like Reynaud, opened up with Sabonis being out. And I think that he's a player down the stretch that might be one of those silly season gems. When he gets over 30 minutes, he's proven time and time again that he can be a double machine. And he also gets defensive stats. He's valuable because he hustles. He's going to get minutes because coaches love to see that from a player. So if he's available, I would give him a shot. And if you want a shot at your fantasy basketball championship, check out our last top 50 rankings episode.